being spied on.
OK, all right, we will have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, in the past few minutes, Ecuador's foreign minister has said he believes the CIA whistleblower Edward Snowden is being persecuted by the US and that his country is considering an application for political asylum from him. Annie Mashon is a former MI5 intelligence officer who left the Secret Service when her former partner David Shayler turned whistleblower and went on the run. She joins us live from Dusseldorf in Germany via Skype. Good afternoon to you, Annie Mashon. Mystery now surrounding Edward Snowden's whereabouts. What do you think's happening at the moment?
Well, I think there might be some sort of a bluff and double bluff going on in order to obfuscate where he might be heading to. And that would be entirely appropriate. I mean, if you're on the run from the entire state and intelligence apparatus of the US, you're hardly going to post your itinerary up ahead. So I think they're sort of fencing in the dark a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see where he does end up. But it's also interesting that Ecuador is definitely in the running. I mean, of course, they have offered Julian Assange safe haven. And it's, I think, part of a sort of resurgence of Latin American confidence after decades of stealing coups and dictatorships, that now they feel more confident that they can take on the once mighty USA. So that would be a good place for him to end up. Also, if he were in Russia, if he's still in Russia, they do have the power to protect him.
Yeah, I mean, the Ecuadorian foreign minister described him as being persecuted by the US. He's certainly being portrayed there as a traitor, isn't he? Do you think he would have had any idea quite what would happen to him, what the implications were?
Absolutely. I mean, I think from the sense I get of what he has personally said, not the speculation around him, but what he has said on the record, he has done his research into previous whistleblowing cases. There have been a slew of other NSA whistleblowers coming out over the last decade who faced 30, 40 years in prison. And of course, we have the ongoing horror that is the trial and mistreatment of Bradley Manning, who allegedly is the original WikiLeaks source, who's facing life imprisonment, if not the death penalty. So he will see the utterly disproportionate legal or semi-legal response that's going on in the US in regards to whistleblowing. The Obama administration has used the Espionage Act against whistleblowers more times in its short term than all the other aggregate administrations in American history. They are really waging a war on whistleblowers. And I think Edward Snowden went into this with his eyes open. He took very careful assessments about what he could do to, one, maximize his impact, really work for change, which is his key stated goal, and also to ensure that he is still free to argue his case rather than disappearing into a maximum security federal penitentiary for the next 50 years or something.
What about the impact of this on relations, US-China, US-Russia relations?
Well, that is interesting. I mean, China, the Hong Kong authorities have already put in a complaint about the allegations that Ed Snowden has made about the US spying on them. So they're going to use that as leverage, and rightly so, because for years the US has been castigating China for its hack attacks and its cyber spying against their systems. So, you know, it's quid pro quo. With Russia, I think it's very interesting that if they play their cards well here, rather than trying to exploit Ed Snowden, they can protect him. And it sends a very strong, clear political message to the rest of the world that actually the US persecutes whistleblowers more than people they always claim to be dictatorial and totalitarian. So I think they can use this very carefully.
Annie Mashon, thank you.
The NSPCC is launching a 24-hour helpline today to support girls at